Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny James. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and today what I'm going to be showing you is how to make a social media lower third rolling title. This idea actually came from a recent project I did, and this is how it looks like. Now the first thing we can do, since I have a clip on my timeline, this is part of my editing reel, and I'm going to be attaching my social media icons so that they can flow as the user watches them. The first thing you're going to do is come right here and make a new transparent video. Automatically it's created on your project bin, and all you have to do is drag it and drop on your timeline. In case you're using an older version of Adobe Premiere, you just go to File, New, and Transparent Video should be right here. And the next thing you're going to be doing is replace that with an After Effects composition. Okay, now we have a blank composition, and now we're supposed to begin building up on it. The first thing we're going to be making is a rectangle which is supposed to appear behind. Sorry, I had clicked on this. Just make sure to have not clicked anywhere as you make a new rectangle. I'll make sure the fill is white and no stroke. So let's create it right here. Go back to my selection tool, and here it is. That's where I want my social media icons and the names to go through. The next thing we can do, we need to lock this layer so that we won't be able to select it from now on. And the next thing is making a text layer right here. Let's put @ and say Facebook. Oh, okay, I have a handle. This one is for Facebook. And you also want to drag an icon. I have 3 icons for Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you don't know where to get them, on your web browser, you can look for a few websites. There is this one I love. It's called icons8.com. It has a wide variety of selection to make from. So having downloaded it, I am going to start using it, and I'll drag my Facebook icon and scale it down completely to such a level. I'm going to be using this font, and that's it. @ and Danny James. That's the first thing. So what you want to do, you want to click on the 2 layers, right click and pre-compose them. Let's call this one Facebook, and we're going to be repeating the same thing but for the other icons that we are yet to make. I also need to toggle the visibility of this one so that you can work with this one first. Then I'll drag my text tool and write the handle for my Instagram. That's the one. And the same thing we're going to be doing, it's hold shift. I'm holding on shift on my keyboard, highlight on the 2 layers and make a pre-composition of these. I'm going to hide that layer, and now let's make the last one, which is for Twitter. And now we can activate every other layer and see what it has. I'll push the one for Twitter to the right hand side, and also the one for Instagram, so that we begin with a Facebook. As we go on, we get to an Instagram icon, share buttons, and then lastly for Twitter. Now what we want to do is start to begin animating. So on Facebook, I'll click on P to get a position keyframe. Right here, I'll add 1 keyframe and move this layer to the left hand side just before it begins. And then let's go like 5 seconds later and hold shift, and I'll drag this to the very last section of the screen, and this is the animation we have. Simply you're going to be replicating the same on all other layers. Make sure to add a stopwatch to the icon, a stopwatch to the position. Take the layer to the left hand side, go 5 seconds later on, and hold shift and drag this to the very end. So we have the 2 animations ready, and as soon as I see the Facebook animation reaching towards the final side, I'll start bringing the other one, and make sure that the speed is it's relatively the same. So I'll push this icon a little bit so that it can be uniform. And lastly, we're going to be doing the same thing on our Twitter. That's basically the animation that we are going to be making, and we'll hop back to Adobe Premiere Pro to finalize this. So just click on Ctrl S to save this, and if we go back to our main composition, we can find everything right here. But the only reason when we are not able to see anything, it's because on the Adobe After Effects layers, we were supposed to disable the visibility for the transparent video, because this ensures that there is a black item on top of everything. So if we go back to Adobe Premiere, it should be all good. Now you can make a few minor tweaks, like you can go to your effect controls, scale it down a bit, and using the controls available to you, you can position it anywhere you feel like. You can also add a few elements to spice it up. Let's go back to our Adobe After Effects and add a text layer. Let's say find us online, or I'll say find me online. The text is in black, so we need to make it white. I'll reduce the size, and the last thing I can do is animate it. Click on the stopwatch, make sure this keyframe goes to the right hand side, and make it come from below. So I'll drop down, and it should go like that. Let's save the changes and go back to Adobe Premiere, and we can find it. That's it. I hope that was straightforward to follow along. If you enjoyed this video, kindly leave a thumbs up and subscribe to see every weekly content that I upload, and cheers.